Welcome guys to my channel, I'm Adam and surprise surprise I will be talking about computers again. Today's subject is CPU throttling, what it is and how it affects you on a daily basis. Stay tuned. CPU throttling is the safety feature that prevents your CPU from high temperatures. In other means, prevent your computer from burning, literally burning. Imagine this situation: you are on the highway, you're driving 70 miles per hour and your car suddenly slows down to 65, maybe 60 miles, and you look at the gauges, you see this and you wonder what is going on. You try to accelerate, nothing is happening. The top speed at the moment is 60. You can do nothing about that at the moment. You don't think about this too much because after 10-15 seconds car starts to speed up, everything is working like it should, so you don't care really. The car is working fine and you don't think about this too much. The same situation is happening to our computers on the daily basis, with our laptops as well, even with smartphones. This safety feature is checking your temperature of the CPU, and when temperature is rising to the dangerous level, your CPU clock slows down. CPU with a lower clock, with a lower frequency, is taking a little bit less power, so that means there is a little bit less heat. So your CPU is working like this for a moment, could be even 5 seconds, temperature will drop and then your CPU will go again faster. And again, CPU is getting hotter, this safety feature kicks in, slowing down your processor, and again temperature is slowing down, and again and again. Maybe you have this, maybe you've noticed something like this already. Maybe you're working or doing something very important, maybe editing your video or programming something, or even playing the game, and you have this feeling, it's hard to describe, but for a moment your computer is sluggish, it's slowing down, you move in the mouse, it's not responding that good like it used to. And in this video I'm gonna show you how to check if your CPU is not overheating, and if it is, I will show you what to do, what you have to do. Okay guys, so we are in my computer at the moment. I already told you what CPU throttling is, and now I will show you how to know if you have this problem or not. So first of all, I will ask you to install this one program. It's called HWiNFO or Hardware Info. Link will be in the description below. I like to run it with sensors only, but whatever you want. I will run it like this. The first thing I'm interested in is the current temperatures. So let's have a look. This is my CPU, Core i7 9700K. At the moment, this is the current information. At the moment it's taking 0.6, 0.9 volts, and it's running around 800 megahertz. Because I'm not doing really anything important, there is a program running in the background, so you see, depends from the workload, CPU will work between 800 to even 4.7 gigahertz. But I'm interested at the moment on the temperatures. Where are they? So we have a voltage, we have a CPU clock. Because this is Core i7, I have 8 cores, so it's showing 8 different values. The same with the voltage. This is voltage for every single core. Okay. And I'm looking at the temperatures. Temperatures are here. So at the moment my CPU is running at 23-25 degrees. This value is very interesting here. It shows me how far I am from the dangerous temperature. So every time when this drops down, this will go high. So at the moment I have 77 degrees distance before my CPU will go to dangerous temperatures. And below here, it's what I was just talking about, CPU, sometimes called thermal throttling. So we will be looking at those values like CPU temperatures and thermal throttling. So again, my computer is not doing anything special at the moment, so temperatures are quite low. I have very good cooling. Okay, so this is my current temperatures. I'm not doing anything special, but let's pretend that I'm doing something special, like, I don't know, editing this video and or maybe playing a game that require very, very strong CPU. So I will use this program. You don't need to have it, but I will use it for my purposes. And here under bench page, I have something called stress CPU. When I press that, every core of my CPU will work on 100%. Have a look. So at the moment it's working around 7%. When I hit this, this will all goes to 100. 3, 2, 1. So at the moment, this program is killing my CPU, require all power that it has. Okay, so let's have a look at the temperatures. You see the temperature already jumped into 60 degrees and will probably rise. 62. Okay, so it's been a few minutes. I'm looking at the temperatures. It's not that bad. I have 68 degrees, but it's not that bad. I'm looking at the thermal throttling. It says no, so I don't have this. So I don't have a problem with CPU throttling. So the temperature is still okay. So no need for changing the clock speed or anything like that. But if the temperature here went a little higher, like 95 degrees, then we will start having a problem. To know what is the limit of your CPU, simply just look at this. That value shows you that you are 30 degrees away from having problem. So when temperature rising, this value drops down. So if I had something around 95 degrees, I would be very close to the limit. Okay, now I will try to force my CPU to overheat by stopping the few fans. Don't do that at home. Okay, I did something that you shouldn't do, never. I just stopped my fans. So the temperature will rise soon very fast. Just because I want to show you what will happen if your CPU is overheating. So let's have a look what is going on. So at the moment I have 75, 76 degrees on my CPU and the temperature is rising. Look at the distance. So I'm 24 degrees from a very dangerous temperature. Okay, let's wait a little bit longer. In the meantime, let's have a look at the CPU clock speed. So it's still 4.6 gigahertz, but as soon as the temperature will rise to the dangerous level, you will notice that this will drop down, the same with a core voltage. Okay, we are close now, 81 degrees. Okay, we are very close now. Look at this distance here. It's showing 9 degrees. 9 degrees more, 8 degrees more, and we will have a serious problem, and we will start seeing throttling. So we are looking at this. Temperature is very high, 92 degrees. I don't like it, but I'm doing this for you. And as soon as this will hit 0, we will see that this value will change and the CPU clock will go down. And we have a thermal throttling. Have a look. It says yes. Clock is changing. Okay guys, I need to stop doing this right now because I don't want to burn my CPU. Okay guys, I'm back. Whew, that was very stressful for me and the CPU. So let's have a look at the hardware info at this sensor page. So our maximum temperature was 98 degrees. Whew. And what happened? We hit the limit and the thermal throttling kicked in and saved our CPU, our computer. I don't know if you remember, the frequency dropped for a moment and I stopped recording for a few minutes because I needed to close everything and rescue my CPU from overburning. And now we are back and we see this page. So what I want you to do is install that program, run it like me, leave it like this. Okay, so you have a current temperature of the CPU, you have information about the throttling here. So leave it like it is right now and play your favorite game, work, do something for an hour and have a look again. Have a look again at this page and see if your temperature is not running too high. What shall I do if I have this situation? The simple answer is I need to fix my cooling. So there is something wrong with your CPU cooler. Maybe radiator is not sticking properly to your CPU. Let's have a look. Maybe. Oh yeah, I have an old CPU that I'm not using. So the whole idea is this. So this is your CPU and this is your, let's say, cooler. The whole idea is the cooler needs to stick to the CPU very firmly. So those two surfaces of the radiator, this is just an example again, so the surface of the radiator needs to be exactly flat on your CPU. Also, between those two, you should use good quality thermal paste. For example, what I have here is a paste from company called Thermal Grizzly. So I recommend this Thermal Grizzly. Tiny amount on your CPU and make sure the radiator sticks to the surface very nicely. Okay guys, so again the whole idea is to have this program open. Program is running, do whatever you want to do, like run your favorite game or just simply work with your computer. and from time to time have a look at this, have a look at the temperatures, have a look at the distance, and have a look at the section thermal throttling. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed that video. If you found that interesting, consider subscribing, and see ya next time. Thank you.